here. As always, I'm here. Come in the room. Listen, all I ever need to see is one. As soon as I get one, I'll hit this music and get it going. I hope you're doing okay. All right? I hope you're taking care of yourself. I hope you're using your amazing energy to transmute all this negativity. All right? Anything you see, anything you hear out there, you always have to stay positive. Okay? Every single time, stay positive, be positive in yourself, no matter what you see going on around you. This one is going to be like a part 2 to what I talked about before about how to kind of conquer and bind negative spirits. This is going to be like a part 2, a continuation of all the ways in which you are powerful enough to transmute any negative energy. Anytime, anywhere. All right, listen. Even if it's just me, I'm going to dance tonight. Let's go.
Na 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 na. I'm not leaving, that's impossible to do. Cause if you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. You got me looking me. If you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. Because you're looking me. I don't know what to do, so I'm pleading. Plus you ain't give me no reason. You tell me this the end of the season. Mash up everything just so. But you don't understand when you watch me. I said I see that guy win the lottery. How you go pick up just so? And I don't mean no, baby no. But your back on me clothes in a garbage can. You put it on the ground by the roadside. You can't get out your place to come inside. Baby don't do me that, you gon' break me heart. Can't believe you're ready to give up on me just so. But if you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. You got me looking me. If you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. Because you're looking me. No matter what I say, you were hearing. You said the love disappearing. On the drawer and cupboard you're clearing. Mash up with things just so. When I met you, Marshall tell me that is a trophy. So if you throw away the thing, it go hurt me. No, baby, no. But you pack up your clothes in a garbage can. You put it on the ground by the roadside. You turn it out your place to come inside. Baby, don't do me that. You gon' break my heart. Can't believe you're ready to give up on me just so. But if you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. Because you're hooking me. If you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. Because you're hooking me. You done hooked me already. Could it be your cute pretty face? Could it be the oil in your waist? Make me feel like a hotter chase. You hooked me already. Girl, you're smart, you know how to spend. Where you take care of the children. This should never end. But if you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me cooking the way you do. You got me looking at. If you want me to go, you got me looking the way you do. You got me looking the way you do. Because you're looking at.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you for dancing with me. I hope you're using your body, your mind, your soul, your voice to speak positivity into your world, push back on that negative spirit, and embody more of your divine, blissful self. Let's get this started tonight. All right, so we're going to be talking about how to get rid of negative spirits. The last video, we talked about how we are possibly the ones that create it because we're powerful enough to create with our voice and our thoughts and our minds. So sometimes when we go into negative spaces, we can create negativity around us. So negative energy is not always just out there or being sent to you by other beings. Sometimes negative energy is in our presence because of what we're creating with our own thoughts. So some of the ways, I got me a little list, okay? Of all the ways that I know and that I've read about that are incredible ways to transmute negative energy. That's the real thing. Hey, Antonia, how are you? Hey, how are you doing? I'm glad you caught alive. So, what I'm talking about is a part 2 to my video. Can you hear me okay? Good. Good. I'm glad you're doing okay. I love to see you smile. I love your smile. You have a beautiful smile, Antonia. So, we're talking about the many ways to transmute negative energy. So, I always start my lives dancing and singing. I sing beautifully to me. That's okay. But when you can put yourself in that kind of a mood to get happy and hype, and you can transmute your negativity and your depression, you are the first call. You are the first person to help you. You are your own savior in that regard because you have the ability to transmute your negative energy like this with the things that you love to do that make you happy, that remind you to enjoy life, to hug your kids, to cook something nice, to try something new, to go to a new place. All of these amazing things that we could do to get our minds out of negativity. And one of the first ones I want to talk about is aromatherapy. So if you could smell my hair, I walk around with my aromatherapy. Okay, the crown, your crown should always smell good. Okay, you might not always be able to get it cut and shaped up and braided up and weaved up and however you want to do it. Put beautiful smell in your hair and watch how you float through your days because you're walking around with aromatherapy on you. I don't care if you got a little scalp or if you got the locks like me or you got your fro or you even if you have a wig or a weave, you got to have it smelling good. Okay? It's going to brighten your day and push back negative energy when you have all the smells that relax you. Okay? You don't want to wait to go to a spa. Yeah, you are like a walking bouquet. Yes. You ever happen to you? Somebody walk past you and you smell something and it turns your head. You're like, wow, that smells good. I love like a fresh, clean scent. And I use peppermint. I use bergamot. I use, what else I use? Rosemary. And I mix it in a carrier oil. And I just rub it on my hair. And when I'm feeling stressed out, no matter where I am, people just see me like this. I'm just rocking like this. Sometimes if I want the full effect, I'll make my own little scarf. And, I'm just, the whole time I'm just smelling all the oils in my hair. So walk around and use it in your car. Create your own, after you buy the little stick ups for your cars and they fade out, don't throw it away. Get your own small bottles of essential oils and just dab it on there. Dab like a carrier oil first, like sweet almond oil, jojoba, uh, chamomile, whatever you have as a carrier oil. Um, Dab that on there first, and then put your essential drop essences on top of it. and have your own unique smell in your car. Sometimes you go to pick up those things and none of them smell like what you like. But if you get the essence of these things, you can create it yourself. So that's a great way to do it. Put drops, essential drops on your pillows before you go to sleep. Lavender is amazing of helping you to relax to go to sleep. So sometimes that negative energy is even on your bed because if you've had nightmares, night sweats, just rough tumble sleep, sometimes you need to change your sheets more often, especially where you place your head, your pillowcase. Change your pillowcase, especially after a bad night of sleep, and then drop some lavender drops on there and lay your head on that pillow and tell me how sweet your dreams are going to be. Yes, and to pamper yourself. That's exactly what you've been doing. Yeah. Hey, Starling. Good as with them, girl. You are good as with them. Nikki, I was thinking about you with that song today. Ah, every time I hear that song, I think about you. That's my sister. Yeah, I love her. So, yeah, so the aromatherapy on your pillows, the aromatherapy in your hair, okay? And where, sometimes you buy a scent and other people say they love it, but you're not really a fan of it. Wear only what makes you feel beautiful, what makes you feel confident, what makes you feel at ease and relaxed. Don't wear a smell because other people like it, because some days you might not be in the mood for that. Wear what you love so it could constantly keep you in a space of joy. Okay. Next thing, flowers. Negative energy. They hate the smell of flowers. Just like how certain bugs hate the smell of citronella or lavender, right? Certain pests. Sometimes negative energy, they're just like pests. And there's certain things that they just will stay away from. So if you can bring home flowers, don't wait for a special occasion. Okay? Don't wait for a special occasion. Just buy yourself flowers, all different colors. Sometimes you need a plant. Snake plants are good to have in the house. Sometimes the plant can absorb that negative energy for you and transmute it so that you're not doing it alone, right? Especially if you live by yourself. It's always a good idea to have a lot of plants that help to produce oxygen. So you might have to look that up, but I know the snake plant is pretty good. And just look up other plants and bring home flowers, so you're not trying to transmute the negative energy on your own. If you're at work, bring flowers with you to work, brighten up your workspace. Even if it's like those little fake bamboo plants or cactus plants, even if that's all you can take care of, just something that reminds you of plants and being around nature. Bring the nature into your space. All right. That's flowers. Now, back to the sound. How are we going to get back to the sound from where I left off? What prompted all of this new information was a response. I don't want to mess her name up. Let me get this right. Christina Hand's daughter. She replied to the last video I did where we were talking about sound being a great tool for expelling negative energy. She said, sound is magic. This happened to me yesterday. Have one that is negative at my work. When this came in, I started making quiet sounds to myself, and it felt like even though that person was standing close, the dark energy didn't enter my body like before. It bounced away. I could feel it so strongly. Then number 2, thank you for giving out confidence to stand in our own words and trust our own knowledge. You have a very good channel. Oh, she wrote that out. She wrote out the wolf call. that's my wolf clan, Christina Hansdaughter. Thank you, because when she wrote that, oh, I just opened up the floodgates. It opened up the floodgates for downloads, and I was like, okay, I'm going to expand on this. So thank you, Christina, for trusting yourself to say what you said, because it prompted me to do more on this topic. Hey, Mama, how are you? Thanks for catching it. Okay, so bells. Bells are a great way to dispel negative energy. You ever walked into a store and when you opened the door, there was a little bell up there that dinged when you open the door? It's not always because they want to know when someone's coming in. Negative energy can be dispelled by harmonic sound. And when you have bells that are constantly dinging, sometimes the negative energy will stay away because the bell's dinging is giving off a frequency that they don't like. So if that's hard for you to imagine, frequency, just think, calm down, boys. It's my dog. But if it's hard for you to think frequency, think smell or scent. Okay, so the bells give off a frequency, but if that's hard to relate to you, just think of it like giving off a certain scent that a pest doesn't like. Okay, so those bells above the doors, if there's constantly a negative person that wants to come into your home and those bells go off, you'll find that people just prefer not to be around you. Okay, or come into your space. So I have bells on my door for when I go in and out. So when I open up my door, it's a little brass bell wrapped around grapevine. So every time I open my door, there's a beautiful chime, a beautiful sound that kind of goes off when I open my door. And I think how many times you go through your door. Every day you're helping to dispel negative energy by creating that beautiful sound. Another thing that's really, really good is wind chimes. So if you live out in a space where you can have wind chimes hanging up so that every time that wind comes through, those chimes are going off, that can keep that negative energy away as well. I'm on a live. You here? Hang on, guys. Hang on just a second. All right, sorry about that. All right, so let's get back to it. So, wind chimes. If you can have wind chimes hanging outside your home and have that wind blow, your entire house will be surrounded in protective sound, because every time those chimes go off, it's putting out that frequency that can keep the negative energy away from your home. Okay. But get a sound that you really love to hear. Okay. Don't get it just because it looks pretty. It has to be a sound that resonates with you, so that even subconsciously, when you're not paying close attention to the sound, your soul is picking up that frequency and it's keeping you in a high state of bliss. Yes, leave the crosses outside. And that's why in some cultures, they put down salt or clay or some kind of red sand. People will sprinkle that across their doorways because just like how you can use chimes and bells, you can also use salt and the earth to grid your doorway so that certain entities, certain negative lower vibrational beings, they can't cross that plane. That's oftentimes where people also put down salt in a protective circle. It can be salt, it can be sand. It's no different than using gemstones. People use gemstones to grid the corners of their homes. I grid my home because Negative energy gets trapped in angles, in corners. That's why most, and I was talking to my sister about this, most indigenous cultures built conical or spherical homes. They didn't put corners so that that energy could flow, and when you opened up the space to air, it just flowed right out. But sometimes when you have angles and corners, even if you open up your windows and fresh air is getting in, it the energy can get stuck in the corners. So using gems as well to grid your space, wearing crystals. In this one I have moonstone and garnet. Garnet gives me a lot of energy. That's one stone I feel kind of down and depressed. I put on a piece of garnet. It's an uplifting stone. Most people, I think, associate it with love, but it's an energy boosting stone for me. And the moonstone is definitely to bring me into my feminine, my gentle feminine energy, to help me keep a balance between that. All right, so we did the bells, we did wind chimes. Next, we have singing bowls. So if you can have singing bowls, learn how to play it. Hit that bowl and carry that tune around and around the edge. That's an amazing way to get rid of negative energy in your space. Okay? So singing bowls are really, really good. But get one that resonates with you. And they could get expensive if you're trying to get those real crystal ones, but there's tons of them you can find out there that um, they're not that expensive, and it's nice to have if you want to just have something that you can use to bring a different harmony into your space, right? It's kind of like using tuning forks as well. You hit that tuning fork and just let it resonate in your home or near your body. That's healing vibration and energy. And even though we don't hear it and pick it up, dogs do. And I know this because every time I hit mine, my dogs are always, doing this, they're just riding the sound like this. So entities can hear that as well. If you just want to hit a tuning fork and let that just vibrate in your space. All right. Next, hair beads. So decorating your hair with beads. If I know in Jamaica, little kids or even some African cultures, they will decorate every strand of hair with beads. Just that's also purposeful to be happy. You ever notice how those people whose hair is always full of beads, they're always smiling? I've never seen someone with a hair full of beads and they're angry. I've never seen it. Smiling all the time. Why? Because you're walking around with your own sound frequency. Every time you walk, every time you bounce, every time your hair moves, it's giving off a sound and a resonance that's protecting your entire crown. Right? So your mind can be in balance at almost at all times, so that your brain waves can be in harmony with a frequency that can keep your mental space stable, right? So something that you could wear in your hair, that sound is really focused for your crown chakra. So if you need to bring balance to your mental space, putting hair beads or even a totem like a flower or feather, all of these things bring frequency that can alter where you place it. So think about some hair beads or some hair decoration that is great to protect your crown and your crown chakra from negative energy, which specifically would be negative thoughts and negative thinking. Okay. Next, we have waist bead. Ma, you like the hat? I know you like the hat. You gave it to me. My mama gave me this hat. My mom got style. Since she wanted to point this out, my mom got style. This was my mom's hat. And I copped it. But Julie Bop got style, man. She's fashionista. Okay, where was I? Waist beads. Waist beads are not just about keeping your stomach in. Okay, waist beads are an amazing way to bring sound and vibration and movement. Okay, to that solar energy. All of that space right there where you get your gut instincts, your gut feeling. So much of your ability to feel sits in your stomach area, your stomach region. So wearing or creating waist beads that have stones on there that are purposeful for impacting energy. So decorating not just with any old beads, choose your beads purposefully, delve deeper into the meanings of them so that all of what you need resolved in that area, you get to choose the stones to help you do that. So if you look at even other cultures that decorate themselves with beads, they wear these heavy beaded necklaces around their their neck that's resting always on the heart chakra. So when they jump and these heavy beads bounce, that's literally you tapping your heart every time. They wear heavy waist beads as well. Sometimes when the women are dancing, there's bells and beads jingling and shaking. All of this is them wearing what's clearing their chakra. That's what jewelry is. That was the purpose of jewelry. It always hasn't had an intention based on the metal, the stone, and the placement. So jewelry is not just for aesthetics. Jewelry is purposeful for your healing. I know some women, they wear so many, that woman that just wears so many beads and bangles and every time they're walking, on their ankles, on their arms, lots of jewelry, lots of necklaces. It's not always to show off money. Sometimes it's their subconscious way of carrying all this sound vibration that's healing, and then they're wearing it at all the points that they need the healing. Okay, so if somebody likes to wear a lot of chains and a lot of necklaces, you might subconsciously be trying to affect the heart chakra. So that based on the metal you have around your neck, the stone you have around your neck, you're trying to create an amplifier. And what's an amplifier? A great amplifier for heart space sometimes? Gold. So when you see a lot of people wearing heavy gold chains sometimes, it's not always for the look. Even if they don't realize it subconsciously, they may be trying to amplify the heart space or protect the heart space. Because gold is a great metal for transmuting energy, but not just in the form of current or electrical, also just thought form energy. So when you wear gold and you like wearing a lot of gold, you should be very mindful of your thoughts because gold is amplifying everything. And based on if you need to be protective or receiving or giving, gold easily transmutes and helps you to engage with and transfer that energy. Okay. I'm not quite sure the properties of silver. I know it has the same effect, but I don't know the information like as to what specifically the silver does. But I know for sure gold is a tremendous amplifier of energy. Okay. Claire, how you doing? You love jewelry? Oh, I love jewelry too. I love stones. I love stones. Jean, how you doing? It's good to see you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you guys. And yeah, my sister's reminding everybody that's my little promoter, Starling. Hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate you, sis. She's on it. Good to see you. I'm good. I'm good, Claire. Good. It's good to see you guys. I appreciate you being here. All right. Of course, the next thing, playing music. If you love tunes, I love my 80s rock. I love R&B. I love reggae. I love hip hop. I love reggaeton. I love all forms of music. Okay. I love my African drums and music. I love classical music. Okay. I love it. Sometimes I'm in here just listening to my Tony Braxton and acting like this is my high school days when I'm crying over love. So play your music, sing out loud, practice using your throat chakra, which is the root of your confidence. Sing with your music in your car. Let music be something you can just use and tap into whenever you feel down. Don't deny yourself that, and don't think that all the things you need to protect and safeguard your energy you can only do when you get home. Because if you look at how long you work, the amount of time you're giving yourself to interact with some good vibes is short. So that's why this stress seems to build up, because when you're at work or when you're out and about, don't be afraid to listen to your music. Carry that music in your head, sing it to yourself, hum it to yourself, carry your music with you so that you have a longer time that you're exposed to the good frequency vibrations of music. None of your healing tools you should only wait until you're home to do. It's time to start walking in this meditation. It's time to start walking in that high frequency so that 24/7 you have your healing opportunities with you, not just when you get home. Okay? Increase the spaces in which you allow yourself to be yourself. Yes. Music is life. Yes, Antonia. I love listening to music. Yolanda Marie. What time is it? It's good to see you. How you doing, Yolanda? Listen, you guys don't even know behind the scene. Yolanda Marie is a whole magician. She is light working her ass off behind these scenes. You hear me? Powerful energy, powerful vibes. It's good to see you, Yolanda. Ah, okay. Next thing I have is a headdress. Now this is unique. So I consider this a headdress, right? So I have another hat like this, and I found this huge feather, and I stuck the feather in the hat. Okay. So if this is your headdress, or if it's a ball cap, or if it's a scarf, okay, or if it's a wig, even a wig can be a headdress. If you create an actual headdress with feathers, beads, gems, whatever you want to do, create your own headdress. There's a lot of us that are connected to the indigenous, and there's a lot of us who resonate with indigenous ancestors and spirits. And when you start to resonate with beings from different timelines in history, sometimes you might go through the phase of even dressing like them, talking like them, especially for those who are channelers. If you channel energy, you might find that you go through many phases of sitting with a certain energy to see how it feels. Like, is this an energy I want to channel? And sometimes those energies are going to impress upon you ways to dance, ways to sing, ways to play an instrument, ways to write, ways to paint, ways to understand their mythology and their cosmology, right? So their beginning and their beliefs. And when these ancestors come to sit with you, sometimes you might feel the need to truly sit in their energy by actually being one with the culture of that time. And it's just a way that you connect. So the clothing can connect you, the headdress can connect you. So think about what old or ancient civilization or time you connect with. We all do. Every single one of us has one, be it Greek, be it Mongolian, be it Etruscan, be it Atlantean, be it Kemetan, be it whatever, how far back or how close you go. Japanese, Chinese cultures, there's going to be something in a particular culture that draws you in. Now, the guidance is not to go and appropriate this culture, but to take from the culture something that you then make your own. It's like you're going to create this thing and then it's going to connect you to that culture, right? For some of you, if it's even Japanese culture, it could be as simple as getting a Japanese robe. I forget the name of those things. Is it a kimono? So even just wearing something like that, having a artifact or a replica of an artifact or a painting from that culture, whatever it is, find some way to connect with the culture so your guides can come to you and sit with you. And then they're going to always help you to create something that's going to help you, that's going to become your artifact that you're going to use to ward off the negative energy. So that's why a lot of times ancient cultures, they always walked with an object, be it a staff, a pendant, a coin, a chain, something, some sculpture of something that was created. They There's energy that gets put in it that now it becomes like a talisman for you to ward off negative energy. But you're going to sit with the ancestor who's going to give you the information of how to create that thing. And it might be a headdress, it might be whatever it is. You might end up carving a stick. You can create something that's going to become that thing you keep on you, that's going to push that negative energy away. A lot of us have Celtic roots, deep ancestral ties there, regardless of race. Yes, yes. And that's Claire, your art is amazing. Amaze balls, Kay. Thank you, Claire. I appreciate you. Thank you. And yes, Yolanda, regardless of race, and that's why it's kind of a side note here. When you get deep into your spiritual healing and journey and you actually start talking to and allow the guides to really help you in this process, all these issues of race is going to just dissipate. And you're going to see through to humanity and intention. And that's what you're going to use to discern people, their humanity. And the more you're aware of your own, the more you can discern the level of it in other people. And it doesn't become about race anymore. Now this becomes bigger than that, way bigger than that. And you can't allow an issue of race to create a boundary for you to get through to your spiritual healing. All boundaries have to come down. Anything that stands in the way of you and higher self is going to be removed, willingly or unwillingly. It has to change so that this world can move into healing. And you are the world. That's why it's so important for you to heal. Because sometimes we're thinking, I don't have enough money to help everybody. I don't have all these resources to do what I want to do. You don't need it. All you need to make a difference is what you have. If you needed more than that, you will be given more than that. So sometimes we want the more because we're like, just give me more and I can help more. Sometimes the challenge is you help someone with what you have. You might not have enough to buy someone groceries, but you can make a meal and share it. Right? Some of us, we want $1 million. We want to win the lotto tomorrow. But if we had $2, we'd say we're not well off enough to give somebody one. Share what you have now, and you will always get more, especially if you're using it, especially if you're using it to do the healing work and you're using it to help others to heal. You're always going to get more of what you need. Always. All right. Okay, there was a little guidance that came in about feathers, about putting feathers in your hat or in your hair. Because just carrying around a feather is carrying around sound. If you have a feather in your hat, or you have a real feather anywhere on you attached to your hair or anything like that, as you're walking and you're moving through the wind, you don't hear it or you probably don't see it. But all the little angles of the feathers, all the feathers attached to the feathers, they're moving like this. And every time they do that, they create sound. That's why sometimes when an animal is on high alert that something's flying up above, it's not because they see it. They can hear the wings giving off a sound as it's breaking through the air. And that particular sound is what they pick up on and know that an eagle's close by or a hawk is close by. And all the animals, the eagle and the hawk, because of how the feathers are colored, how they're shaped, they're almost like whistles. Every single one a whistle. And so anytime there's a particular eagle or hawk coming through, all the animals on the ground, they can hear it. And they know exactly what it is and how to hide. That's how they're not afraid of the dove or the finches, but they'll run when there's hawks and eagles around, because all birds sound different when they fly. And if you could pick up that frequency, you would hear it too. And I was asking my guys about that. I'm like, never heard that one before. And they said, think about the culture where they talked about the thunderbird. Why was the bird a thunderbird? And I asked that question. And they said, because of the sound of the wings when it flapped through the air. It was such a huge bird. And those feathers were like huge amplifiers of sound that every time it did one of these, it was as loud as thunder. So think about how big a bird would have to be for you to hear the wings that loud. So that's all I have for you. I appreciate you. Okay, these are all the things, all the beautiful things that my guys have told me that are great ways to get rid of negative energy, to protect your energy. And remember too, we all have power within us to do this. And what's very important is that you always make sure you have some support, you have some guidance, you got somebody you could tune into, talk to, be around, who can help you also to build up your spirit. Okay? Sometimes we guard and we guard and we protect. And Yolanda, you did a great video on, if you haven't seen her video, go to Yolanda Marie's channel. She just uploaded a video about releasing that armor, that we can sometimes create around ourselves from experiences so we can feel. That's really important, because feeling isn't just about being sensitive to emotions. Feelings is tied specifically to your ability to have instincts. That's what your gut feeling is. It's the main connection to your instincts. And you are part of this natural world. And every natural being in this world needs instinct. And it's not just instinct to protect yourself. It's instinct on how to love and how to trust and how to be and how to heal yourself. When that instinct is high, and that comes from feeling, and feeling comes from the heart space, You can use your instincts to heal yourself because your instincts will tell you exactly what herb, medicine, doctor to go to get results that work for you. Even if you're buying a house, your instinct can tell you if this is the right people to deal with. If you want to go out there and get back into the dating world, you need your instinct strong to tell you who to trust. If this is a person I should marry, is this a person I should have children with? Even if you're going back to school, you need your instincts to know if this is a good institution for me. Your instincts connect you to your path, right? And when your instincts is high, your path is clear. It's not that you won't have obstacles, but you know how to deal with them. And in order to get all of those things, all the worldly things we want, it comes back to the ability to have instincts. It comes back to trust. It comes back to deep self-knowing, understanding, and healing. And it all comes back to the heart space. Because when your heart space is clear and operate in full function, your instincts are clear. Your decision making is clear. Right? Your choices are clear. And now your path is clear. You see? So the healing work helps all the external things to come to life. Yes. You just got to be in tune. That's right, Antonia. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'll leave with a card. My guys wanted me to tap into something from the ancient animal wisdom deck. Let's see what the animals want to say. All right, come on. I gotta stop when I feel it. Okay. Hold on a second. Gorilla. Look how it's just blended in. It just looks like nature. Look at that. Look at that flower. Look at the gentleness in the eyes. Like it's ready to peek out. Let's see what it says. What number was it? 13. Lucky number 13. Okay, let's see. Gorilla. Get the word. Love. Isn't that what I would? Isn't that what we just said? The heart space, the intuition, it's all attached to love. Love is instinct. Love equals instinct. Love equals instinct. All right. Tranquil, loving, and loyal. Gorilla is offering you a rediscovery of yourself and humanity through the essence of living a gentle existence. Gorillas and humans share 98.6% of the same genetic makeup. Therefore, we share a deeply connected emotional life. Questions you may want to ask yourself today are: how can I bring forth unconditional love into my daily life? In what ways can I exude more love and peace towards my family members, community, and my world? Very important. In what ways can I exude more love and peace towards my family members, community, and my world? That very important part. Your world, not the world of others. Take care of you first. Gorillas remind you to become conscious of the quality of life You are leaving for future generations. It may be time to soften your heart and release your fears, judgments, and wounds back to the rich soil of Mother Earth. Honor yourself and the spirit of life by giving and receiving love today. So tell somebody somewhere that you love them. I don't care if it's just you and the cactus in the corner. I don't care if it's you and your dogs, your family, right? Your friends. Use every day and every opportunity to share and receive love because ultimately that is the greatest way to dispel negative energy. That's the light. That's the shining light. That's the light into the darkness. So, the greatest way to repel anything you don't want is to be in the most authentic space of self. And that's the loving space because that is where your humanity is. People who no longer see, feel, or receive love lose their humanity. So if you want to regain yours, all you got to do is share some love and receive some love and go with the flow. And laugh often and freely. Yes, I love you guys. I love gorillas too, Jean. Listen to your intuition. Listen to your intuition. I love you guys for showing up. I appreciate you. Love you, love you, love you. Everybody that's here, clear, clear. How am I saying? Calling it clear, Claire. You are clear for takeoff. I heard that. Something for you, Claire. You're clear for takeoff. Thank you, Jean. Thank you, Claire. Thank you, Julie Bob, Antonia, Yolanda Marie, Starling, good as queen. I love and appreciate you. If I missed anybody, I apologize. I don't think I did. I'm going up the stream. All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, I love and appreciate you. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Bye, guys. Good night.